כולל סיני הוא מרכז לימוד תורה שנמצא בהיכל שלמה בירושלים. חברי הכולל הם פנסיונרים אנגלו-סקסים שבאים ללמוד תורה בזמנם הפנוי.
Why did I decide to establish the Collel? When we came here, I started attending all kinds of lectures, shiurim and kollelim, and I found that while they were very interesting to listen to, it's like when you go to a concert every night, but you don't practice an instrument, you'll never become an expert at it. So I looked for something that was at the level of my ability, and eventually we started with a group of 9 people in 1993. Today we have 52 registered chaverim. Our chaverim, the youngest is age 60, the oldest is age 93, and they're all native English speakers. Some are here 30 years. The majority are from America. The Collel has become a very important part of most of the chaverim's lives.
We have a nice chavrus all together, all fellows. We have a common background. We all know some Gemara, some are more advanced than others. And first we learn b'chavrusa, we learn the subject, and then the rabbi gives the shir, the Magid shir, and then we can discuss that which we learned before and where we disagree and the questions we have and answers we may suggest.
העובד עבודת כוכבים. אחד העובד ואחד המזבח ואחד המקצר ואחד over below tase. So apparently we said something about the first half of the Mishnah if this is brought as a contrast to it.
Avodas Kochavim seems to make the point of that it is not something like what we in English call an idol, a solid thing, but Kochavim is up in the stars.
I think that what's special about the members of the Collel, as they call them, the Chaverim, is, look, these are people who spent a whole lifetime, usually abroad, working and taking care of their families. And you would have thought, after they finish working, they'd want to rest, so to speak, or, take it easy. And these people, three times a week, come early in the morning, 9 o'clock, they sit there, and they basically spend the first half of the day learning. Hope that I can follow in their footsteps at that time, to be so dedicated to learning and to be so vital as far as the intellect goes.
I look on this as a commitment which I enjoy very much. Incidentally, my wife also is very happy that for 3 mornings a week I've got something to do that keeps me busy and I enjoy it, and she can do the housework and do what she wants, and I learn which is what I love to do. Collel is special for me because it is a unique institution. Everybody is equal. Any decision that we make in the Collel, we put to a vote.
A place that's had the machira, or we go to a place that is badats.
We can get regular badats.
I will not attend an event that brings in food from Gaza that pays Arabs to throw rockets at Jewish communities. Right. I will not do it.
I agree.
Let's count this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I made Aliyah because I'm Jewish. I grew up at a time, and I think this is true of most of us in the Collel. The idea of a Jewish state was a dream. It was more than it was a vision. And then in 1948, when the state was created with all of the problems with the Holocaust and so on, one felt a natural attraction. I remember in 1948, many of my friends felt they had to come on Aliyah. I was fortunate to have a religious education, which placed the idea of coming to Israel, coming to Jerusalem, very high on the agenda. I don't think there's any other people that has that kind of a relationship to a place, as Jews do, to Israel and to Jerusalem.
It started in the Six-Day War. The first 3 days things were not going good for the Yehudim. Very bad. I remember I went into class one day and I just couldn't teach. I couldn't teach. I said, I'm crying, I have to go home. And the news was that, this was the news that was put out by the so-called media, that we were being beaten in the air. Their Air Force had obliterated our Air Force. And the 4th day, we caught them on the air. They had nothing left. By the 6th day, nothing was left and they're suing for peace. I said, Zeh Nes Gadol. I said, Zeh Nes Gadol. And I felt so happy when I saw those boys come up to the Temple Mount with their rifles. I get very emotional thinking about it now. And Bitekle, they took their chumash, their siddur out, and they started to pray for deliverance. Whoever saw a living miracle in front of your eyes, Rabbeinu Shalom had come through, and every day since that day, I think of that.
Every regular kollel, there's the Rav, the rabbi, the teacher, and then there are 40 students who drink in his words. Here I often feel is that the reverse, that there are 40 rebbes and there's one Talmud. And these people, each and every one of them has a whole life behind them, a whole life of experience. And you can't just theorize with them, you can't just tell them stories, because they're going to be checking and analyzing, perhaps even unconsciously, every single word you say. And if it doesn't fit with their vast life of experience, they're going to object. And their mere objections and questions and clarifications, in a sense, teach me a lot. And they do give me advice, sometimes even if I don't ask them for it. That's probably the most important advice.
A turning point in my life came, maybe the most critical turning point in my life, came at the age of 73, when it was suddenly discovered that I had a need for a heart operation. From that point on, I realized that running after money is not the only thing in life, but trying to spend the years that God will give us on this earth to do some good, to help others, and to try to pass on that message to children, grandchildren, and to whomever I could.
עולם ומלואו בשישה ברא ברוב חוכמה ובשביעי שבת בתנאי שבו יבואם בני אבות ויקיים מצוות ובזכותם הכל כדאי קרוב לשנת 2000 נבקעו שמיים